I'm Ghostemane. This is an interview for Fast Food Music. Shouts out Russia.
I used to have a bitch, now she ain't shit. I burned that black crack jacket that I ate it in. I got the new one cause I finally got a little in. Just leave me alone, trying not to sin.
Even though all your music is inspired by metal scene, I felt like Hexada was had more of this black metal meets hip hop sound. Is it the direction you want to go into, like in the future?
Yeah, definitely. My goal is to sort of, moving forward, merge the genres together and make something for everybody to enjoy, whether you come from a metal background or a rap background or even an industrial background. Sort of like mixing all those sounds but doing it seamlessly so everybody can really enjoy it and have something to listen to. So.
And is there a chance we will hear a full metal album by you one day?
I actually have one out already.
With your band? Like
it's all me. It's a one-man black metal band. I released some cassettes recently.
Yeah.
It's just a 3-song EP, but I'll probably do another one next year. Yeah.
And from your old interviews, we know that you were inspired by metal bands such as Mayhem, like DS8 and others. But what influences can you name from the rap scene besides the Golden Age artists, like somebody?
Really, the only rap that really influenced me is like obviously 3 6 Mafia, Bone Thugs, Evil Pimp is a big influence of me, and Outkast. I love Outkast. Those are pretty much where I get all my rap influence. Tommy Wright also.
What about Raider Clan?
Raider Clan, definitely. I love Space Ghost Perp is one of the reasons I started making beats back in the day. He's a huge influence on me.
What do you think about him now? Like,
he's a friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fuck with him. He continues to inspire me, and he's doing his own thing now. And whatever he does, hope he's successful. So.
Yeah, that's dope. Raider Clan actually inspired a lot of young musicians. They started a new wave.
Yeah. When I started rapping, that was the big thing, So, yeah. And
you have crazy popularity out here in Russia, in Ukraine, in Belarus. And people just like that sound, that dark sound like you, Suicide Boys, like Bones. Why do you think it's like that out here?
I was thinking about that today, actually, because we were driving to the venue, and I noticed the atmosphere in Moscow is really gray, cloudy, overcast. I was looking at my phone, and the forecast for the whole week is cloudy, clouds, and I was like, it's a really gray, dismal area. And even I was on the train, the public train in Moscow yesterday, and nobody was smiling. Everybody's sort of just muggy, and I'm like, I kind of understand why everybody likes my music here, because it gives them something to match the mood, I guess. I don't know,
but that's just what it is. That's Russia. I guess they just want to put out all the energy they have.
Yeah, I like it though. It's inspiring to me. It makes me want to make more music. I'm into it.
Okay, your videos remind me of like old horror movies. Mm-hmm. Are you a fan of this genre?
A little bit, yeah. I've never been super into horror, believe it or not, but I like artistic films creatively. Like, I'm a big fan of the movie Begotten, which is an art horror film, or whatever you want to call it. Things like that. I like anything that sort of makes you, it's not just shocking, but sort of provokes thought, makes you think about, the more twisted side of life, I guess.
What are your other favorite movies? Just like Begotten, something like that?
Honestly, my other favorite movies aren't horror. I'm really inspired by fantasy epics like The Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
You're looking like a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really into that stuff. Big time. Anime. I watch a lot of anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you name something like your favorite anime?
My favorite anime series. It's a 3-part series called Berserk.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love Berserk. Oh shit, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's
Mark
great.
Of sacrifice.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
love Berserk too.
That's great.
Okay, so your lyrics have the same gritty, grimy vibe as your videos. Mm-hmm. What's the dirtiest, nastiest line of yours that you like the most?
Fuck. Damn, I don't even know. It's hard for me to think because I have so many. It's like, shit, man.
Life is a bitch. Wanna fuck?
Oh yeah, life is a bitch trying to fuck, but I don't want to fuck. Rather, she suck on my dick and throw up. Which basically means like, it's really gruesome, but what it really means is like, life is constantly trying to fuck me,
Yeah.
you know, and fuck things over. And I don't let that happen. Instead, I get a taste of that negativity and I use it to inspire me to move forward and make something.
Felt like it was a nod to life's a bitch, and then you die. And
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah. No,
turn around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, how did you get into producing in the first place?
Honestly, it was like I was in a hardcore band, and the vocalist, my friend Sam, he showed me a lot of the hip hop stuff, that like the first hip hop I got into, like old stuff like Souls of Mischief and Golden Age era hieroglyphics and things, and we did a rap song kind of as a joke on like an old Naughty by Nature beat, and I was like, damn, this is really cool, but at the time I didn't know anybody who produced, so I decided to learn how to make beats myself, and I started using Reason, Propellerhead Reason 5, it's the program, and I was really inspired by like old Odd Future type stuff, and I was making beats like that, like just old grimy beats, you know, and from there I just kind of never stopped, because every other producer I worked with didn't really understand what I want, so I had to just kind of do it myself, you know, just kept doing that, pretty much.
But later we found the producers that,
Yeah,
like Nedarb.
still, yeah, Nedarb is the only producer I really work with besides myself, or like Clams Casino.
Yeah, Clams Casino. I want to ask about Clams Casino. How did you link up with him?
He actually, I've always been a fan of his, which is crazy because he followed me and messaged me saying, you know, I've been watching your videos and interviews and I really like your vision and stuff, and I was like, dude, I would be honored if we would work, you know. And then a few months later he sent me something, and it was the Kali Yuga beat, and you know, from there I did that, but that was like shocking to me because I didn't even know he knew who I was, you know. It was awesome.
All right, and talking about Kali Yuga, how did you link up with Adult Swim?
That, again, that was through Clams, because Adult Swim, from what I understand, has a long-time relationship with Clams, and they wanted to pick the song up as part of their singles program because I guess they hit up Clams' manager, like, do you have anything hot out right now? And that at the time we had just done that song, so they pitched it, and Adult Swim liked it, and picked it up and promoted the shit out of it. It was great.
It really promoted the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And is the Dark Star EP still coming out?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's coming out.
It's definitely coming out. I announced it a little too early because I didn't know at the time that I was gonna have so much shit to do, and I put all my energy into Hexada, so I wasn't able to really do the other things yet. But Dark Star is gonna come out next year for sure. So we're gonna do like probably 5 songs or something.
Okay, and talking about beats, what's the favorite beat you've ever produced?
Leprosy. My song Leprosy. It's an older song. A lot of fans don't know it. It's off the Black Mage album.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite song I've ever done to this day.
Why
Like,
so?
I don't know. It's such an empty beat. You know, there's not a lot to it. It's really atmospheric and empty, but it just hits so hard to me. And lyrically, you know, it was something that I wrote when I was like, it was a turning point in my career. So it just meant a lot to me. You know, and I don't know. It's just
So just the atmospheric vibe.
yeah, atmospheric, and just really, I took like a really bland beat and I made something awesome out of it. I feel like, you know, I was happy with it. Yeah.
I've also heard you're a fan of video games. What are your favorite video games?
I like RPGs a lot.
Like Fallout.
Fallout is my favorite game of all time. Still, it's like, I mean, favorite new game of all time. Like if we're talking about older games, like Twisted Metal is my favorite old video game series, or like the Tony Hawk games, obviously, Crash Bandicoot, like old shit. But newer stuff, definitely Fallout, Final Fantasies, Skyrim. I'm a big fan of as well, and I've been playing Tales of Berseria lately, which is like a anime style Japanese game. Yeah. So
Talking about Twisted Metal, have you seen the Trippie Redd music video? Ooh, like Ooey, it's called Ooey, I guess.
No.
It's influenced by Twisted Metal, and
Are
I
you
was happy
serious?
to see it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
that's cool.
crazy. And since you were talking about Final Fantasy, I know you're a big fan, and I guess you even dyed your hair like one of the characters. I've heard about it.
Yeah, well, okay, so Final Fantasy 14, it's like an MMO
Yeah.
RPG, and I made my character have like long white hair. A lot of people say like it's like Sephiroth or something,
Yeah.
but it was just my personal character that I made in Final Fantasy 14, and I was playing one day and I was like, damn, this would be really cool if I had hair like that, but I didn't have the balls to do it for a while, and then I got into Berserk, and
Griffith.
I saw Griffith, and I was like, this shit is so hard. I was like, I really feel like I could pull this off, and I said, fuck it, I just did it. So it was mainly Griffith and Final Fantasy 14 that like made me want to do that.
How do you feel about Final Fantasy 15 though?
I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't give it a big enough chance, but I wasn't super into it. It's like, because me personally, I'm into like older, like medieval aesthetics.
Yeah.
And you know, there was some of that in that, but I didn't like the whole like technological aspect with the cell phones and the car driving shit. You know, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I could probably get into it later. I don't
You
know.
still give it a chance.
Yeah, I'll
You
give it
should-
another chance. Yeah.
The plot is crazy out there. Actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I gotta check it out again then.
So you are popular among the underground, but big magazines like Complex or Noisy, they rarely write about this scene. Why do you think it's like that? Are they like afraid of something that's not standard?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is that they have like an image to uphold, I guess, and you know, if there's something new and groundbreaking and that alters the course of music or whatever, they're probably not going to be the first to write about it. You know, they're out for what they know everybody else wants to hear. Because if they write about me or somebody else that's kind of, you know, against the grain or weird, they know it's not going to do the numbers that, you know, they know the other stuff is going to do, I think.
But you do the numbers.
That's, you know, I mean, I don't mind personally because, you know, I know that there's outlets out there that are more for what I do, I'm sure. And moving in 2018, I want to sort of expand, you know, with some of that stuff and, you know, branding wise and get it out there because I know there's new fans that haven't heard me yet, so.
And talking about growing popularity, you often talk about depression and death. And has it changed since, you know, you've been gaining fame and everything, or is it still like inside your head?
It hasn't really changed, honestly. It's just sort of manifests itself in a new way, I think, you know, because depression, like real depression isn't situational, you know, it's not like if you get a bunch of money, the depression goes away, or if you get a bunch of fame, the depression goes away. Like real depression it's a chemical imbalance, and it's like you'll find something wrong with whatever state you're in. So as much as that sucks, I think it's a good thing because it makes me want to move forward and you know, sort of write to help the kids out there that are suffering from depression too, because I know there's a lot of them that feel like nobody understands them, you know, and that's kind of like one of my main reasons I even make music is for those kids. So.
But you know, sometimes those dark thoughts, they can fully absorb your mind. And how do you deal with it?
I try to focus. It's cliche, but I try to focus on the good things that I have, like, you know, the fact that I'm in Russia making music, you know, and I'm here for music, and that makes me happy because my biggest goal when I started doing this was to be able to go overseas and play shows, and I'm finally doing that. So, you know, I try to hold on to stuff like that and just make it bigger, you know. Yeah.
What does your inner voice say to you every day, like from day to day?
My inner voice, honestly, like it could be my own worst enemy, you know, sort of questioning if what I'm doing is right or wrong or whatever, or constantly like judging my career path and things like that. But I learned to silence it and sort of just go on autopilot sometimes and just like let the wave take me, you know, and just be like, you know, I'm just going to kind of be more defensive instead of offensive and just take whatever comes at me and make the best of it, you know, so.
Okay, and when was the last time you went to church, and what have you felt?
Um, Not to be all aesthetic and dark, but I've actually never set foot in a church before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never been to one. Because growing up as a kid, my dad was really against organized religion. He believed in God, but he was against me going to church. So I
Yeah.
never went as a kid, and then from there I kind of just never had a reason, and I found my own sort of belief system, I guess.
And what religion do you prefer? Like, what's the closest one to you?
It's more philosophy, really. It's the Kabbalion. I got it tattooed on my head.
Yeah.
It's the 7 Hermetic principles, and that's sort of what I try to apply to my life the best I can. But I think like forcing yourself to be part of any one religion will make you be closed-minded to everything else that's out there,
Yes.
because there's bits from every little philosophy or religion that you can learn from and apply to your life, and make it your own. So that's why I've chosen to not be sort of just devoted to one
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And since you're not into partying and all that social stuff, what do you do like in your free time? How do you?
Honestly, I just make music, learn new ways to make new sounds and shit. I've gotten new synthesizers to make like a lot of noisy stuff. I read, watch
Yeah.
anime.
And what's the perfect date for you?
Dude, I don't even know, man. I'm into some of the bougie shit, probably go for a nice dinner or something. Then afterwards, like, just go drink a 40 ounce or some shit and walk around the city and get drunk as fuck.
But I remember your story from your birthday where you popped an acid.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the strip club. Oh,
I forgot about that. That was amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, that was my ex-girlfriend. She reserved a VIP table at the strip club in Miami, and we got a big bottle of Hennessy, and I was with all my friends, and I took acid. I was tripping balls in the strip club, bro, and it was fucking awesome. I just gave my friends a bunch of money and like go throw it, but it was fucking sick. Yeah.
Best birthday ever.
That was probably one of my best ones.
Talking about books again, what do you read besides like religious books and occult books?
I'm not too big on nonfiction. Like, I don't read a lot of stories, except I've read the Celestine Prophecy, which I'm a big fan of. Right now I'm reading a book by this physicist named Miko, and it's about basically where our technology is going to be in 100 years. It's like physics of the future, sort of, and it's talking about all the technological developments that we're going to have in 100 years. Like, we're going to have like these glasses that you can go on the internet with, and contact lenses,
Yeah.
flying cars, shit like that in the next like 200 years, and sort of artificial intelligence. Like, I'm really into that kind of stuff.
Do you believe in it? That we're gonna live like that?
Yeah, for sure. If the world doesn't end, yeah. If we don't kill ourselves, I think that
Everything is possible.
I think everything is gonna be on the internet one day, moving towards a sort of like society where everything is automated and done for us.
Like global web.
Yeah, global web.
Yeah.
Like, instead of pictures and mirrors, it's just gonna be screens everywhere that we can sort of manipulate with
Do
waving
you
our
think
hands.
it's good?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's good if we as a society still preserve nature, and we have untouched places of the world that we could always go and escape all that shit and just chill in the mountains. Like, I love mountains and rivers and forests and stuff, I mean, I think if we have that still, we'll be able to, live in a technological society without it killing us.
You're also a big fan of Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
What is the main thing about his philosophy that you like the most?
With him, he's obviously some of his stuff's pretty radical. I've taken bits and pieces of it and applied it to my life, but I sort of like that he's the most punk rock philosopher of all time, and that he sort of just said, fuck the norms and fuck following any specific path, kind of like what I said earlier, and just do exactly what you want all the time without having to worry about the consequences of some god or any sort of organized religion or anything like that. Um, the stuff that his followers did, I don't necessarily agree with, but him, I think that he sort of sparked the whole. In America, we had the 1960s hippie movement,
Yeah.
the free love and all that.
Yeah.
And even though he died in the 40s before that, I feel like he sparked that movement to sort of, get people to think outside the box.
So you agree with his point of view?
Yeah.
And everything,
Yeah, just to an extent, of course. Definitely.
And talking about LA, how did your own life change when you moved there?
It was like night and day, honestly, because where I'm from in Florida, it's really, I love it, but it's really mundane.
Yeah.
It's hard to be inspired by new things because not a lot of people get out of there. So when I moved to LA, it was just all business,
Yeah.
and NetArb actually plugged me with a lot of people that helped me move my career forward and get new opportunities and
And
stuff.
do you feel like this is the city where your dreams may come true?
LA,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, lately I've decided that I'm gonna adopt more of a nomadic lifestyle. So I plan on living in LA for a few months at a time, then going to New York, and then going to Miami with like Puya and Fat
Yeah,
Nick, and then
yeah.
even coming overseas a little bit, and not really spending too much time in one place.
Yes.
That way I can stay inspired by new scenery, because I'm really I like to travel a lot.
So the scene in LA is a lot bigger than in Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, in Miami, there's coming a lot of underground artists from there right now.
Yeah. Everybody comes from there, but still, the biggest fan base is in Los Angeles, from what I noticed. At least for me, because Miami, they're all from there, but like Miami's like local shows for all of us aren't as big as they are in LA. There's more fans in LA.
And in Russia.
And in Russia, yeah. LA, I looked at my Instagram analytics, and my biggest cities are Los Angeles and Moscow, and then Brisbane, Australia.
Oh.
So it's crazy. Moscow is my second biggest city of the world.
Also,
amazing.
in one of your interviews, you said that you had a job and you were getting like great money and everything, but it wasn't enjoyable. Was it hard for you to quit it and just do something new?
No, because I wanted to quit so bad. I'd only worked there I worked that job for like a year and a half, but I worked jobs in general for like 6 years, and I always wanted to quit and do music. And once I was at a point where like my merchandise was selling good enough to be able to pay my bills to an extent, I was kind of broke still, but I was like, fuck this, and I was just like, you got to take a chance and a leap of faith. If you really believe in something, you need to just do it, And I was like, if I don't do this now, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this, and I just left my job and moved to LA. And it worked out.
You're happy that you did.
Hell
And
yeah.
happy that you didn't go to the military and everything.
Oh yeah, very happy. Definitely, that would have not been good for my life.
Let's say like in 10 years from now, who do you want to be?
Like, what do I want to be?
Yeah.
Definitely 10 years from now, I'm hopefully going to be at least starting school and working towards like a master's in physics and mathematics, because I want to eventually either work for some sort of private company that does astronomy,
Yeah.
because I don't really want to work for the government, but I'd like to work because there's a lot of startups now that are doing space programs that are focusing on studying specific star systems and getting us to Mars and getting us to Andromeda and the next galaxy and everything like that. So I think becoming part of that would be one of my focuses, and after that I'd like to be a professor at a university, provided they don't mind having face tattoos.
Yeah.
But,
So aren't you afraid of those stereotypes?
I'm hoping that, because by the time I do that, I'll be in my 50s. I'm hoping that in another 30 years, tattoos will be a little bit more accepted, considering a lot of our generation has them.
Yes.
But if not, then I'll just do what I have to do to make it happen, because that's also my dream. Aside from music. So.
And the last question, I'm not going to ask you about the politics, but I'm interested in your point of view on everything, like in life. And your line from Drown says break, fuck, kill, and it actually reminded me of Tyler the Creator saying kill people, burn shit, fuck school,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah. And do you really feel like all those rules that we have in this life needs to be broken? Just do what you want.
To an extent, yeah. Like, cause I mean, I think that if you live your life according to, you know, a specific set of rules all the time, you are either eventually going to lose your mind and be self-destructive, or you're gonna live a life filled with, you know, living for somebody else's means, and when you're old, you're gonna have regrets that you didn't do what you wanted to do. So it's pretty radical, but like the point of that song and those lyrics is really just it's kind of goes back to Do What Thou Wilt with Aleister Crowley, and it's basically like, again, just don't worry about what somebody else thinks. You know, do exactly what you want to do, provided it isn't. You know, I'm not about harming other people, but like, if it's something, if you have something an objective in mind or something that you want to accomplish, like, do whatever it takes to get there. You know, and even if you have to break some rules. So
That's the main thing.
yeah, that's what it's all about. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's all. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Of course.